Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Nigel Goodwin. And I'm so happy that you are here. How are you doing today?
Great, thanks. The weather's picked up. It was a bit grey this morning. It's my mum's visited. I'm in a good frame of mind. I'm looking forward to the interview with you, Caroline.
Oh, thank you so much. Let me introduce you to the audience first. You are an IT expert and mental health coach who bridges the gap between technology and human well being. You combine your love for art, poetry, and music to create unique, impactful works. With a career marked by both innovation and creativity, you are committed to empowering individuals to thrive in a complex, evolving world. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast, Nigel Goodwin.
Thank you for a great introduction, Caroline. That's spot on. Yeah,
Uh,
40, about 43, 44 years of computing, and I've had quite a few years of mental health knowledge and experience as well. So I try, as you say, combine the two. I try and with what we've got with technology now, we can have meetings around the world like we're having now, and we can communicate effectively via the technology, which is great.
Absolutely. And what inspires you? What was the defining moment or experience in your life that inspired you to pursue not only a career in IT, but also your roles as a mental health coach and artistic creator?
Well, um, very sadly, I was diagnosed in my mid 20s with, we call it stress now, but anxiety, depression due to sort of overwork, overliving, call it what you will. And then some years ago, back in 2007, my dad retired from work and he got very depressed because he lost his reason to be. And unfortunately, I won't go into the details because but he's committed suicide. And I sort of decided from then on that I would want to try and help people not to do that. If I can save one person, then all my work has been worth it. But it's more than that. It's about helping people with mental health issues, which we've all got from time to time. We all get depressed, we all get anxious. Helping people to recognize that and how to live with it and how to overcome it and get a different life without letting the illness trap you down.
Yes, I understand. And you said it's normal to get depressed from time to time. Would you elaborate on that and tell me or tell us, is it necessary to have those moments or episodes in your life?
How I see it, Carol, is, for example, if someone tells you a joke and you find it funny, you laugh. That's a natural response. If something sad happens in your life, you lose a loved one, you lose your job, you become ill, then the reaction to that is not to laugh about. Well, not to laugh. You become sad, or you become your emotion fits that situation. But if we have back in my 20s, I had a lot of things happen at once. I had health problems, I had marriage problems, I had work problems. When you get a number of these things all at once or within a short space of time, it's hard to focus and hard to see, excuse the phrase, the wood for the trees. You're stuck in this, what's going on, why me, and all these questions. And it's very hard to not be able to see beyond that. And I think that's when you get prolonged depression and anxiety because the symptoms persist. And instead of finding ways of dealing with depression and anxiety, such as the many techniques I use in the Faith Project, which is my project from anxiety into happiness, we use techniques like meditation, gratitude, journaling, studying self development to equip you for when and if those times come.
Yes, I understand. And how important is journaling and especially gratitude to to train or to overcome those periods in your life? Wow, what is it? 5 minute journal.
The 5 minute journal. I keep this, and that's all it needs to take. You don't have to write. You may not like writing, but I do this every day, and then all it takes is 5 minutes. Um, for each day, you've got a gratitude. 3 things you're grateful for. We can all think of at least 3 things every day to be grateful for. What would make today great? So 3 things that you think would make today great. An affirmation. An affirmation is normally an I am statement. I am confident. I am winning. I am dealing with my issues. And then 3 highlights of the day. For example, going for a walk, talking to a friend, having a great podcast meeting with Caroline. Those are things to highlights and to be grateful for. And then the last thing is, what did I learn today? So you might have, you may be little things in the day that you've picked up. Because I believe we're still learning. I don't know what age you are. I'm 60 next month and I'm learning all the time. I love to read. So journaling to me is very important. And you don't have to write pages and pages. That's what it's called. It does exactly what it says. 5-minute journal. And I can recommend that to anyone and everyone.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. I heard of that before. I also do gratitude exercise every day. I do it in the morning, and you said something about, is it part of your evening routine? Because you said you write down something you are grateful for during the day.
Mm-hmm. Well, this book, this particular journal has got it's got a morning section and an evening section. So, like for example, the gratitude, what would make today great, and the affirmation are in the morning. I don't know if you can see that very well. There's the morning section, and then that's the evening there, which is the highlights of the day and what have I learned. So, a couple of minutes in the morning, a couple of minutes in the night, and you can look back. You can, if you're having periods of ups and downs in your life, you can look back and see trends as well. All of those things were going on. That's what's brought me down, or this was happening. That's why I feel really good. So you can look back at trends and over time.
Yes, I understand what you mean. Absolutely. And today I was thinking about the weather. So is there a relation? Is the word, I think. Is there between the weather and how you feel?
Well, there's an illness called SAD, which is seasonal affective disorder. And this time of year in our country, in England, we turn the clocks back soon an hour, so it gets darker earlier at night. And apparently, some people they miss out on the sun's rays and vitamin C, and it causes depression because of the lack of natural light this time of year. So yes, the weather can affect us.
Wow, thank you so much. And also what you said earlier, I love that so much. You said depression is a long state of anxiety that endures, right? So that means, on the other hand, it means there can be periods of the polar opposite of happiness.
Yes, yeah. I mean, there's
Mhm.
a chart that I use. There's a book I've read called "Ask and It Is Given" by Esther and Jerry Hicks. That you may or may not have heard of, and they've developed a chart called the emotional scale, and there's 22 levels, and at the bottom is depression, and at the top is joy. So you can find out where you are on this particular map. Like you could be disappointment or overwhelming or frustrating, and then you can see where you need to go next to move yourself up the scale.
Oh, I love that so much. Yes, I had the pleasure to attend the Abraham Hicks event in Amsterdam last year. I was so
Brilliant.
blessed.
Oh, brilliant. I bet that was very enjoyable.
Yes, it was really, really good. I
Yes.
learned so much, just like from you here in our podcast episode. Can you share a recent success story that highlights how you've been able to integrate your technical expertise, mental health coaching, and creative talents to make a positive impact on your clients or community?
Well, well, let me think now. There's a group. I'm in on a meeting we have on a Wednesday evening called the Insight Hub 360, and it's an open. We meet for an hour online, and we talk about whatever subjects we want to talk about. So you may have something about might want to talk about quantum physics. You may want to talk about anxiety, and we have an open forum, and we discuss it, and we can help each other by like you might want to talk about the Abraham Hicks experience, and we can learn from that. So by sharing your knowledge and each of our knowledge, we can help others in that group. And that's just an example. Obviously, with my own, I've got a WhatsApp group for my own mental health for the Faith Project, and I post content in there and inspirational posts, affirmations to inspire the people within the group.
Yes, I see. Is it like a mastermind group?
The Insight Hub is, yes, I suppose you'd call it a mastermind group, really. Obviously, I presume you've read Napoleon Hill's famous book, Think and Grow Rich.
Yes.
Well, he talks about the mastermind concept in there, where you get similar-minded people together talking about and helping each other in that environment.
Mhm.
Synergy, the output of the group is greater than the sum of the parts, so we all get to learn and help each other in that particular mastermind group.
Absolutely. I read it every day, Think and Grow Rich. Here at Be Connected, by the way, 1 page per day. I want to dive deep into that one. And I don't know if you know this, there's a special book called Mastermind, the Mastermind Principle by Napoleon Hill as well, from
I
the
didn't know that.
Napoleon Hill Foundation. I have to tell you this. It is, I don't know if you can see, it is called Mastermind Action.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. So if you want to dive into that, I can highly recommend the work because it's still valid, right? There are success principles and we can apply them, of course,
Well, I've
every
been
day.
in over the years. I mean, I've been into personal development now. The end of 2019, which is coming up to 5 years soon, and I can honestly say I have loved the journey. I've learned so much, and and also applied what I've learned. It's all right to learn and take it on board in there, but you have to put it out. You
Yes,
know, for example, this is one of my famous Bob Proctor. This is one of my famous go-to books that's by me all the time. If you can see that, okay, the ABCs of
yes,
Success by Bob Proctor, and it's
yes,
like a dictionary, an encyclopedia. So you've got an A to Z of different. There's only a couple of pages on each topic, and I can dip into that and refer to it and refresh my mind. And Bob Proctor, as you probably know, used to read. I mean, he's dead now, rest in peace, but he died a couple of years back. But he used to read Napoleon Hill's book, thinking about every day. He's read it for about 50 or 60 years, every day. He said,
yes,
if this guy's going to spend 20 or 30 years writing this book, I'm going to spend the rest of my life reading it.
yes, I
And,
love it. Mhm.
it's like the Bible, really, of personal development, in my opinion. And
Yes,
I've read it a couple of times. I need to. There's a lot of information in, and you're reading it daily, which is really good because
yes.
there's a lot of information in that book.
I want to understand it and I call it the business Bible, you know.
Yes, yes.
Like you said. Okay, let's have a look at our next question. Looking ahead, what are your goals for the future? Are there any new projects or initiatives you're excited to embark on that will further blend your diverse skills and passions?
Well, with regarding the Faith Project, the From Anxiety into Happiness, again, we're looking at approaching businesses next, with a view to preventive information, doing courses to inform people and educate people about depression, anxiety, stress, insomnia, etc., and possible solutions and to stop that from happening. In the future, the long future, we want to expand the Faith Project so that it expands around the world, so we can help people worldwide, not just. Well, I can do that with the technology now, but I want my business to grow so there's more of me doing what I do, and so on. Expanding the business.
Yes, I understand and I
I
love
also I got interested in art many years ago. I paint. I've been painting oils and art for about 20 years now, and I found that as a good release, as a good creative way of um, shifting from making my ideas and my thoughts, and also with poetry. And I use that as part of the Faith Project. Just to do abstract painting, nothing too technical, to get people's emotions and ideas out. So we're using art as a means of therapy as well as poetry.
Yes, I love that. You can express your thoughts, your feelings, and you talked about relief, right?
Hmm.
I love it. So you already mentioned Bob Proctor and Napoleon Hill. How about other coaches and mentors in your
Well,
life? Do you have coaches for yourself?
I have um I have a coach who helps me with the business, with the faith business, on the marketing side of and so on, and the social media postings, etc., Facebook and Twitter, etc., LinkedIn. Um, I'm very
Mhm.
close friends with a very good friend who's in South Africa, Ruan, who we run the Insight Hub together. His name Ruan Kurtzia. He's a youngish guy, very intelligent, very humble. Um, we're in a book club on a Monday. We're studying a book by Joe Dispenza at the moment, Dr. Joe Dispenza, who's
Mhm.
another man I like to read. It's called the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and it's to do with a lot of this neuroscience and neuro physics about reprogramming the mind to get over your fears, your imposter syndromes, your anxieties, and that's another man I read. Who else? Sadhguru, the Indian mystic and yogi. I like to read his material.
No,
You know who the
I
Sadhguru?
I have to look it up. Thank you so much for inspiring me.
It's spelled Sadhguru, Sadhguru.
Mhm. Okay.
He's done a lot for the planet. He's done soil projects to help the soil in India. He's got a program called the Isha Engineering, Inner Engineering, to help again reprogram yourself and become the phrase at the moment, a better version of yourself. I don't like the word better because to say you're better than you implies you weren't so good. I think I like to say a different version of yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. I understand. I appreciate all your inspiration today. And how can we find you? You mentioned LinkedIn. When people want to reach out to you, where can we find
I'm
you?
Nigel Goodwin on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn um, and Twitter. Yeah, Twitter as well.
Okay, that's great. So please reach out to Nigel. He's amazing. He has information not many people have. That's right. And now is time for your last thoughts to the audience, please.
Well, one of my last thoughts has to be is if you think you've got any kind of mental illness issue, whether you're getting sad, depressed, your sleep's not good, get in touch with someone. Don't let it build and don't let it, because I've done that in the early days, back when there was more stigma than there is now. Get in touch with someone, speak to a friend, speak to a good friend, a neighbor, your family. There's no shame, but talk to someone. My dad didn't talk to anyone, and the
Hmm.
consequences speak for themselves. Talk to someone.
Oh, that's the best advice. Talk to someone. Yes, thank you so much for your message and for our interview today.
Thank you very much for your time and for your a fantastic time. I've really enjoyed it. It's been great, Caroline. Thank you.
Thank you and see you in the next episode.